in all of this, and maybe you're still encountering some tough times and in the academic world. So what would you describe as the toughest academic challenge you've had?
Toughest academic challenge.
Apart
from like the application phase.
How many application fees did you pay?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Because at the time we were applying to Stanford together, we were applying for so many different things as well. We're applying for this NSA scholarship, everybody getting into Stanford kind of go through that. We're applying for that. We're applying for a DAD scholarship. We're taking a course at the Goethe Institute. It was just a lot, having to juggle all of these things together. But apart from that, ever since getting into this PhD program, one of the toughest things I've had to do was also the qualifying exams. The qualifying exam is like you read like 60 books, and then they test you. You have a topic, they test you on that topic, and then in 1 hour you stand before like a panel of judges, and then they are quizzing you from anywhere, from all of these 60 books. So that was one of the hardest things I had to do. And what else? I think I just try to know my responsibilities ahead of time, and then just taking them off one by one. Another thing was settling for a research topic, a dissertation topic. That was also hard. And in our department, they kind of drill us early. We had to get that ready in the second year, even in like the first quarter of the second year, where you have to submit this proposal. So the proposal has to do with PhD now. The master's was very smooth. But this PhD, get a topic, write a proposal, what books you're going to use, what literary techniques you're going to use, what is the end goal, why does it matter, and all of those things. Already at the second year, when I was just thrown into this world of, reading different things, theory and many things. And you're like, I have to figure out what I am dedicating my life to. In your statement of purpose, you kind of have to say, this is what I'm going to do. But it doesn't always turn out that way. You find out that, do I even know what I'm talking about? Do I want to change? What matters to me? What could I dedicate my life to? So making all of those decisions, I think, was one of the toughest things I had to do in my PhD.
Decision making then. That means one of the, as adults, one of the things we'll really be doing a lot for the most of our lives, be making decisions, actually. Yeah. And then I think the field of academics actually brings that to life. It brings you're called to make decisions and make it right on the spot, make it fast, and that's really important. So,
and even in smaller bits, like your seminar papers in different classes, you have to like turn a paper. So what am I writing about in these 10 weeks? So it's like smaller bits of that and eventually a bigger one.
So you mentioned priorities. I would like you to maybe just elaborate on that. Tell us how you have a lot of things you're juggling. You're married, your family, and then you have also family from home.
Yeah.
Would you say, what's the best way to juggle all of these things?
That's a really nice question. And I still don't think I have it all figured out, because I'm now putting myself to a test.
Tell us how.
Because I'm like, no, I don't have a priority list, but I do know what comes first, I know what will not hold space for me. My family, if I fail to talk to them, they would hold space. My husband would hold space for me if I tell you this is what I'm doing. But my academics would not hold space for me. If I fail, I fail. Those people don't know me. This is just the expectation of me. So I would say that takes precedence, and how I designed it, coupled with having a friend as well. It was just a beautiful, again, coming back to this friendship, my life here is made better because I have a friend to navigate. Even the just social landscape, cultural landscape, just having someone navigate that. Before our husbands joined us, we only had each other.
So I must also say that you guys also got married around the same time.
Oh yeah, our wedding anniversaries are 14th and 15th of December. Hers 14th, mine 15th. Unplanned. No, totally unplanned. That was really, absolutely unplanned.
It's so synchronized, and then it's difficult to wrap my head around that. You guys are...
Me too. until we tell it to strangers and they tell it right back at us. I'm like, oh my God, our CVs are like 95 to 96% similar. Like completely the same things.
Remember, you also worked together at the Oluwakemisola.
Oh no, I didn't work there. She did.
You didn't work there. Okay.
I was at the University of Ibadan, but I was visiting.
Interesting. It's just mind-blowing.
It is.
Okay, so coming back to priorities of your family, your husband, world space, and then...
Yeah. So the life that we built from the University of Ibadan, going somewhere to read together, during our masters, we would always go to the library. We would just choose random days, maybe Fridays, or after class every day. We would spend the remaining days in the remaining hours in the library. On weekends, we go to the library, spend like 9 hours. That was when we were still living like singles. And so coming to Stanford, after classes, we just head straight to the library. So that was us building that priority. And so we knew that after that hour, we are home, and then every other thing follows. We come back home to the husbands, we speak to the family. And, having families in Nigeria, the time difference as well. So you have to balance between when they can be available and when you're available. Usually they are night, our morning, or our night, their morning. You already know that. Or just weekends.
I can't complain because before we fix it.
You can't, you're in Germany.
Yeah, I can't complain. I understand. Yeah.
In our second year, we told ourselves we want to make our weekends completely free. No doing any schoolwork on the weekends. And that meant that we're spending almost all of the other hours in the library, grading our students' works, preparing the syllabus, doing our assignments, reading for the next class, just writing papers. So we were able to achieve that and just keep weekends completely free. Watch movies, go out, talk to family, do every other thing. Movies. So it was, I think that was what helped us.
Good. All I could just see here is having someone right by your side who can hold you and then but is it not? I don't think everyone has that somebody usually. Yeah. But I think
if you don't have that, just get the things and keeping a to-do list. Oh my God, I cannot underemphasize that. We had a to-do list. These are the things, as something as little as send this message to somebody. Everything entered that to-do list. Just mentally being able to tick things off.
Writing everything down.
Everything went into the to-do list. So we were doing those, ticking them off and like that. And what we knew to do was we would check our school handbook. What are the things that we need to do? What are the things that we need to submit before now? So we're working like that, just taking it one thing at a time, depending on the proximity of the deadline. So
that's really awesome. So if I were, you've touched on the next kind of question, sort of. I was going to ask you, what would you, if you were to ascribe your success to something in particular? Yeah, of course, I know you believe in God. And God.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, your own role as a human, if you were to ascribe your success to something on your own side, what would that be? But I've seen the aspect of quality friendship, I've also seen priorities, I've also seen writing down your plans. As simple as that sounds, man, it works. Also saw hard work, dedication.
Yeah.
And so what else would you like to add to this list?
I would say running your own race. Yeah, just running your own race. Because in grad school, you would see people looking like they are moving mountains and you would feel really challenged by them. By the end of the day, you have to know that you are doing different things. So what matters to you? What is your end goal? Deciding that for yourself and just sticking to that, honestly, I would say. And another thing is surrounding yourself with good people. Now, I'm not even going to talk on friendship. Once you perceive negative energy, even in your field, amongst your professors and all of those things, stick to those ones that support you. Just stick to them. And even other people that serve some purpose in your life, your peers, your classmates, just connect with the positive people in your life and keep going from there, honestly. And other things that I would say contributed to my success is also learning to do other things at the same time. I'm trying to look for
you don't want to say multitask.
not multitasking. I think everybody already multitasking some way or the other. Like everybody already does that, and it could get unhealthy where you can't perfect one thing and you're just jumping around. But it's also paying attention to some other things along the way, some other skill developing things, even trying out some other applications. You might not qualify for them, like trying them out, getting yourself comfortable with applying for different things, getting yourself comfortable to like speaking up in situations, asking questions like that. And you would find that all of these different aspects kind of contribute to your development as a whole, which would then feed into the kind of different energy that you put in different things. So you can't just be writing and writing and writing, Take some other, I wouldn't say take courses, but like if you find some other interesting opportunities, just apply for them. When you have to speak up, defend yourself, speak up. I'm like, nurturing all of the different skills you want to have, they would come together as a whole and just build you up in a way that you would not expect. That would then be able to like strengthen your individual tasks and assignments. Yeah.
Wait, wow, that's huge, man. So maybe lastly, there are lots of questions, but it's not about how many questions I can ask, but I just want to stick to the flow of our conversation today. So if there's one advice you would like to, you just gave some piece of advice to people out there, and I believe a lot of people will learn from this. And maybe you also answered the question of a blueprint that you could walk through, surrounding yourself with a positive kind of energy, and then just running your own race. I believe that's what I would want to leave with everyone, because running your own race is one of the best things you can do for yourself, especially today when we have a lot of distractions around. And then I can also say, to confirm what you said about seeing people who are moving mountains. I'm like, to me, you're the one running your own race. They don't have your history. They don't have your background. So you should write your story by yourself and don't get intimidated by people. The one thing I noticed was that after I finished my master's thesis, and then my grades were not as high as I wanted them to be. So I really didn't go back to the master's thesis. I knew I needed to work on it, and recently, this week, I started reading an article, and then I saw exactly the papers I used for my. It's in the journal of scholarship, my scholarship fund, the scholarship fund with which I came to Germany, and then I saw the paper I used, the way they combine literature with politics, and I'm like, this was what I did in my course, and then I almost gave up on that work. I'm like, well, the grades were not good enough. Maybe I didn't do maybe it wasn't worth it. And I'm like, no. The professor actually told me, said, if you were in another department, this would have been a great project. But this is, but I think they misjudged, because I was combining intercultural studies, literature, and culture together. But anyway, we won't talk about my professors today. But I just want to say that the point, it just confirmed to me that, hey, Tomiwa, that decision you made then right on that topic was really valid. And then don't let anybody discard or downgrade your efforts, because you're making sense, and it's just a word of encouragement.
I agree.
Everyone. So any parting words?
Yes, I would say, I would just, come back to this thing that you said about imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I think it's something, you would find in different stages of your life, maybe some rooms you don't think you deserve to be. I realize everyone is struggling in one way or the other. And do not at any point in time ever write off yourself. You are good. As long as you are there, you deserve to be there, and you have what it takes to succeed in that space where you are at. There is this thing that always drives that point for me. there is this thing that we have in our department where they call it grad colloquium, and then different people would come to present different papers, and then you get feedback from people. So at some point, we started calling it hot seats, because when people get into that seat and they are throwing questions at them, everybody is saying something, and you would think they are experts on what they're saying. They're like, oh, why didn't you do this like this? You're like, oh my God, am I so terrible? This paper is getting too many complaints, you know? And of course, people tend to focus more on the negatives until it's somebody else's turn on the hot seat. And even you have something to give, like, I thought you gave me this advice the last time. Why didn't you implement it in your own paper?
In your own work.
It's just easy to say than to do. So as long as you are doing, and as long as you are improving yourself. So it's a different thing to say, I don't have imposter syndrome. I believe I'm here and I'm here, you know, doing nothing to improve yourself. That's different. But like, never you think something that you are doing is invalid. Take corrections rightfully and just believe in yourself. There was this chapter of my dissertation I was struggling with, like the third chapter I was writing. I was stuck on that chapter for so long, and I started rereading it. It sounded entirely meaningless, and it sounded like I was just recounting the story that I was working on. And it got the best feedback from my advisor, because it was like, this is 95% done. This is well written, well argued. And I'm like, this is exactly what I struggled with the most. So you never can tell what resonates with people. You never can tell which of your work has the best quality. You know, just keep putting in your best, getting feedback, incorporating them selectively. It's not all feedback that you incorporate, you know. But like, genuinely believe in yourself. I know many people have heard this over and over and over again. Believe in yourself. And it also touches on the point that I made about, you know, dabbling into other things, even when you think you don't qualify for them. You don't know which of those things will make you. Just attempt. Try it anyways. Like Mother Teresa, do it anyways.
Thank you. Wow, that's awesome. I think starting this whole concept of Diary of a Scholar actually started when I felt like I failed. I'm like, what did I do wrong with my master's thesis? What happened? Why didn't I get the best score for the work? And then I'm like, I wouldn't give up. I would rather, I know I have a circle of friends who are really experts in this thing. And I'm not just going to just learn it for myself. I'm going to do it. It gets out to the world. And then people who are struggling or who have this imposter syndrome can overcome it eventually. And then thank you for doing justice to this.
Thank you for creating this platform. I think it's really helpful, and I hope it resonates with so many people out there.
I hope so too. I look forward to the responses and once I post it online. So our time is now up, and thank you so much, Kemi. This is not the last time. Like I said, you're also going to be coming back. Maybe once you're done